to a BrainSell Growth Enablement Guide for building an onboarding program. We're going to dive into how to build an onboarding program from scratch and just some high-level metrics of first steps you should be thinking about. So where do you start for an onboarding program? It's documentation. Documentation is a perfect way to start, especially if you haven't been documenting your practices in the past. This is a great way to get all of your thoughts, processes, best practices on paper. Also establishing learning objectives, determining which lessons are teachable versus coachable moments, which we'll cover, and considering who should be part of this mentorship or training. Lastly, which we'll also go into in more detail, is creating collaborative norms around how this training and onboarding should take place. Documentation is the first key to success when it comes to establishing an onboarding program. So make documentation the norm. If you don't already have items documented, start there. Consider succession planning early and often and across all levels of your organization. So think of, would this person, if they left tomorrow, leave documentation behind that we know what we're doing? Would we have gaps? And if you would have some gaps, start asking folks to fill in the blanks and document their processes and best practices. You also want to start small. Ask your team to think about how-to guides for their standard activities. And that also creates the added benefit of them probably realizing some inconsistencies and efficiencies within their processes. So hopefully being able to button up some processes internally. We also will just say the BrainSell blueprinting team, we are there to help you as well to start off with just doing some high-level process mapping, high-level understanding of your current state. If you'd like to start there across an organization to get some alignment, that's a great way to start. We're happy to be there as a resource to help you. We also think you should have a running list of new hire questions. We'll get into this a little bit more later on, but definitely consider having a list of FAQs that have been asked in a place that everyone can access them for documentation.